Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So this video, it's going to be really just me trying to put a record straight on how I feel about Sony, how I feel about Microsoft, and to kind of clarify a couple of things. A lot of people have this idea that I have turned into some sort of a Sony fanboy. Let me just tell you right off the gate, that is not true. For those of you who do follow me and who been with me for a year and a half, watching me rise to 22,000 subscribers, you do know that I am not a fanboy of any kind of brand whatsoever. I have over 3,000 videos to prove that. The reason I'm doing this video, it's for one reason only. I'm not doing this to satisfy one camp of Sony and then to shit on the other camp of Microsoft. I'm not doing that. Excuse my language. I'm not trying to do that. That's not my intention. I'm not trying to hold the jersey for one team and then shit on the other team. That is not my intention. That is not my intent. The reason I want to talk about this, because I think that it's important for Microsoft also to understand, and for the Xbox to understand, that we've been way too patient. I think we've been patient way too enough. I think we've been patient with Microsoft and the Xbox and all these promises of, top-notch IP, first-party games, and none of them came to life. All right. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because ever since the Xbox One in 2013, those promises have really kind of died down. They have been dialed down, if you will. And what has happened since 2013 till now? Did we really get anything new since 2013? You tell me. Was there anything fresh? Was there any fresh new IPs they came out from the Xbox One X that were like really, really good? I mean, I can't think of anything. The only thing I know was the Rise, Son of Rome, but then Rise, Son of Rome, it didn't really do that well. It was graphically, it was amazing, but it really didn't bring nothing that would make you run out the door and buy the Xbox. Okay, it got poor scores. It didn't even get that of much of a good scores. All right. So what I'm trying to say basically is we have to look at the facts. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear what I have to say here, but I think it's important that you hear what I have to say here, because all I'm going to lay out in this video, it's the facts. The fact is Xbox 360 was a true competitor to PlayStation, because the Xbox 360 was the only console I can think of that the Microsoft really had a crown jewel on it. That was it. They brought the Xbox Live service, was the best service ever, better than Sony. Sony was lacking in that department in terms of Xbox, in terms of internet online service. The Xbox Live service was top notch, and it still is in respect. But after Xbox 360, after 2012, come 2013, once the Xbox One was released, they really took a huge, different, totally opposite approach. It's almost like they wanted to forget about the fact that Xbox 360 even existed. What I'm trying to do in this video, I'm trying to remind the Xbox owner that you should actually demand that something like Xbox 360 comes back. We want to see another Xbox that is similar to the Xbox 360 in terms of games. We're not interested in Kinect. We're not interested in TV functionality. We don't care about the media and a 4K Blu-ray player inside. We're only interested in one thing only: the games, and of course that awesome Xbox Live service that you have. But I haven't seen that happen with the Xbox One since 2013. Not to mention the fact that the Xbox One had a really bumpy road. Okay? So, what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to walk you down the memory lane. 2013 wasn't that long ago. And here we are, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. 6 years. Here we are. And we're still waiting for this new IP. Now, when I talk about the new IP, I want to see a new first party fresh game with a new franchise, a new character, a new universe. Okay, I want to see something that's going to become an icon, just like Master Chief was an icon for the Xbox, just like Gears of War was the icon for the Xbox 360 and the Xbox Live. I want to see something like that with the Xbox. Now, Phil Spencer did change the direction a little bit of the Xbox One, but the Xbox One, it's still lacking in first party games. And I don't want to see Halo, Halo 6. I don't want to see Gears 5. I don't want to see Forzas. I want to see something different. Sure, these are all welcome franchises, and I know they're part of the Microsoft and they're here to stay. I get that. That's fine. But I want to see something else besides Halo. How many Halos are we going to be pumping out? How many Gears are we going to be pumping out? You get tired of the same thing over and over and over again. Okay? We want to see some new IPs. We want to see some new, fresh ideas. We want to see something like Days Gone. We want to see a new Spider-Man. We want to see something different. But I haven't seen that approach with Microsoft yet. I have not seen that. I have not seen a game like Detroit Becoming Human. I have not seen a game like Heavy Rain, something similar to that on the Xbox One yet. And I don't understand why is it that the Microsoft cannot pay these developers or hire a developer team, create a new developer team, and create the new IP within their studios. Microsoft is a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure they can afford to do that. They can, mocap. They can hire actors. Well, that's the problem. It's expensive. Maybe that's the issue. And they don't want to cash in too much money into something if they don't know if it's going to work out or not. Sony is willing to take that chance. Sony took a risk with God of War when it was first released. Sony took a chance with the Uncharted series. Sony took a chance with The Last of Us. Sony took a chance with Heavy Rain. But it paid off. Okay? And the reason I'm showing you God of War here, it's this game, it's sending a clear and present message, or should you say clear and present danger, to Xbox and letting them know, hey, even your mighty powerful console with all that power still doesn't mean that much unless you have something like this to offer your loyal fan base, ecosystem, okay? And I think it's important that we talk about this. As gamers, I look at myself as a gamer. I don't look at myself as a fanboy. I look at myself as a gamer. I'm first a gamer. Okay? I'm always going to be a gamer first. I'm not a fanboy. I never will be a fanboy. Never, ever, ever, never. That will never, ever happen. Okay? But I do have to tell you the truth. And I think we as the gamers should demand, should tell the head of Microsoft, should we tell the Phil Spencer, listen, what's going on? What seems to be the issue? That we can't seem to have any first party games coming out other than just what we have. The Sea of Thieves, which is okay, mediocre, and then Crackdown 3, which is going to be mediocre as well. Other than just pumping out Gears and Halos and Forzas. That's milking the cow, is what that is. Milking the cash cow. What's going on? And don't tell me you didn't have time. You had plenty of time, man. How many years do you need to create a damn game? I mean, really, sorry for the language, but how many years do you need? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years? What's the issue? And somebody's been saying me, and Ron John, I have to mention Ron John. Look, Ron John, he's my friend, and we agree to disagree. He doesn't hide the fact that he is an Xbox fan. He loves Xbox. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Just like I have some people that love Sony. There's nothing wrong with that. People that like Nintendo and PC. That's okay. I'm open to hear everyone's opinion. But I have to disagree. Ron John, if what you say is true, if they are currently working on a new IP, or as you said, few IPs, then you can't hide that secret. It's going to come out. It will be on the IGN. It will be on the GameSpot. It will be on a CNET. It will be on a PC Mag, whatever. Xbox Insider. Doesn't matter. Either one of these outlets, it's going to show up. It's going to leak. They're going to say there's a new developers working on this game. There's a new developers working on this game for Microsoft. So on forth. All right. You can't hide something if it's being developed. If there was few IPs for Xbox that are being developed as we speak, it would be on the IGN. It would be on the GameSpot. It would be on a CNET. It would be on Xbox magazine, whatever. They would talk about it. They would say, yeah, we're currently working on this game. We can't say much, but this is what we're working on. But I don't see any of that. I don't see nothing on the horizon, guys. And that's why I'm saying that God of War presents a clear and present danger to the Xbox. Especially this year. Sony's dominating. There's nothing on the Xbox front that will be able to shut down Sony, or to even try to even hold a glass of water to Sony in terms of exclusives they're pumping out this year alone. Okay? Not to mention what they're going to be pumping out in 2019. And not to mention the announcements of the PlayStation 5 and the games that will be announced for that as well. And then the announcements of the PlayStation VR 2 and the announcements for the games as well for the PlayStation VR 2. So by the time you catch up, and if it's impossible for Microsoft to catch up at this point, logically speaking, financially speaking, it is impossible for them to catch up with Sony unless they've been secretly working on the projects and then they release them this year. Like, that's the only way. But we all know that's not true. Because you can't hide something that's being developed. It will leak somewhere on the internet. People are going to find out about it. So what I'm trying to do with this video is I'm trying to come across to you guys that I'm not a Sony fanboy. I'm not a Microsoft Xbox fanboy. I'm not a PC fanboy. I'm not a fan of any brand, whether we're talking TV, whether we're talking video games. Not a fan of any brand. I'm a fan of the games. And this year, Sony is offering me a much better experience. Next year, Sony is going to offer me a much better experience. I don't see anything on the horizon. Now, we should definitely wait for E3 and let's see what Microsoft will give us on E3. But if Microsoft doesn't bring us any new fresh IPs, if all they're going to talk to me about is Halo 6, Gears 5, Forza Horizon 4, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it, man. You milking the cash cow. You're just milking the same thing over and over. You're putting the number to it with a little bit of upgraded graphics. That ain't gonna cut it, man. That is not a console seller. Plus, it's cross platform. And then 2019, we're gonna do Forza 8. You know, great. I mean, if you love racing games, that's great. But you're only appealing to a certain fan base, to a certain audience. All right, you're not appealing to masses. All right, Sony, it's appealing to a variety of gamers out there, and they've been doing so for a long time. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Okay, and there's a reason why I'm showing God of War here, because this game, it's it's sending a clear message uh, to Microsoft. And Phil Spencer knows that, and that's why he congratulated Santa Monica Studios and congratulated Sony. He knows that. And he knows he's going to have to do the same thing for the Spider-Man. He's going to have to do the same thing for The Last of Us. I don't know, maybe not Spider-Man. Maybe I'm a little bit too off on that. But most likely, 100%, he's going to congratulate The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 is going to be a masterpiece across the board when it comes out next year. He's gonna has to congratulate Naughty Dog. Hey, Naughty Dog, congratulations again. I have to congratulate you again. Blah 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 blah. So how many congratulations is Phil Spencer going to be making while his fan base is just waiting for some new IPs? I mean, you head of Microsoft. I mean, head of not Microsoft, head of Xbox. I'm sorry. Your job is to gather a team and make sure that your team goes around the world looking for a new talent, looking for new developers, looking for new ideas. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. And that's what I'm trying to say on this video. And I'm really kind of like curious to see what you guys have to say. Remember, I'm open for all sorts of opinions and views. I'll respect every and each opinion. Just because I disagree with your opinion doesn't mean that I don't like you or that I have an issue with you. It just means that I disagree with your opinion. We have a freedom of speech. It's a First Amendment here in the United States. Right, it's a First Amendment. Freedom of speech is there because you can form your own opinion. You don't have to. We don't have to agree with each other, but we can respect each other's opinion. So that's how I'm treating this. We can all be civil. Let's talk about it. Let's have a healthy debate. We can agree to disagree. Okay, but don't expect me to agree with you if it's something that I disagree. You know. So anyway, I want to hear what you guys have to say. So I just want to put the record straight here to let people know that no, I'm not a Sony fanboy. Even though it might look that way, but I'm not. And that should be clear to anybody who's been following my YouTube channel. So that's all I have to say for now. Hopefully you guys like this video. Thank you guys so much for the support and everything. And let me know what you think. In my opinion, I think let me put a closing statement here. If Microsoft, Xbox, Phil Spencer, this June on E3, if he doesn't deliver some new IPs for the Xbox One X 2019 and beyond, there's no way in hell that they're going to be able to compete with Sony. And Gears 5, Halo 6, it ain't going to be enough. That's all I'm going to say. So there you have it, guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Take care. Have a nice Sunday.